Good morning, everyone. How you guys doing? So it is the morning of the 17th. I'm currently in Sacramento right now. I'm in the airport waiting for my connecting flight to Burbank. From when I get to Burbank, I will take a ride right to the theater and go and check out the Rise of Skywalker. So this is part of my journey, right? It's kind of surreal to be here, if I'm being honest with you. Like, usually I'm at home, I'm in the woods, which is where I live, and I just go see a movie at my local theater. And here I'm heading off to Los Angeles to check out a press screening of the arguably the biggest movie of the year. Some could argue that it's Endgame. I would argue that it's probably Skywalker, because it's Skywalker of all things, right? So one thing I thought would be interesting to talk about would be kind of my predictions for the movie. Now, there could be some background noise. I apologize for that. Again, it's an airport, and once I get to Los Angeles, it's going to be a lot louder than it is right here. But that being said, we know that there was the official screening last night. We know that leaked footage came out, or leaked images came out, and we know that a lot of what we thought to be in the movie, quite a bit of it was confirmed. Quite a bit of it was absolutely confirmed. Not everything yet. I don't know everything yet. I asked my friends who saw it last night, who were at the premiere, how much of the leaks were true. They won't tell me anything. I don't know if they're trying to just preserve my experience, or if they really are afraid of the House of Mouse, of Disney's NDAs. And once I get down there, I'll be under the same kind of NDA, the same kind of embargo. So I'm not going to be able to tell you guys what happens in the movie until 12:01 a.m. Tonight. And it's currently 7:12 in the morning, so there is a long way to go until that becomes a reality. But what I will be able to do is give you guys my reaction. But until I get to that point, and that's not going to be till about 5 p.m. this evening, when I'll be able to give you guys my reaction. So we have about 10 hours until I can do that. But what I can do is talk about my predictions. So I don't know if everything that we saw that was leaked was going to be in the movie. I have no way of knowing any of that. I have no way of knowing how much of that's going to be in the movie and into what context. And one of the things I've been saying for a while is that even though when I originally read the leaks, I wasn't a big fan, as time went on, as I started seeing more footage, started seeing more marketing, started kind of getting caught up in the you could say the hype for the movie, I started to kind of look at them a bit more favorably. When I started listening to the soundtrack that was leaked out last week, I thought that was fantastic. I love John Williams' score, Just this morning, yesterday morning, I rewatched The Force Awakens, not The Last Jedi, and I will talk about that here in a minute. So I rewatched The Force Awakens yesterday morning, and it still, to me, it holds up real well. Like, I still think it's a fantastic movie. I still like it quite a bit, and it definitely has that overwhelming sense of adventure, and it made me feel a certain way. It made me feel good watching it, and that's what I didn't get out of watching The Last Jedi. The Last Jedi, I never felt good watching. I felt like I was watching some kind of bitter, cynical, nihilistic approach to Star Wars, which makes sense that the blue check marks in Hollywood absolutely love it, because they're all bitter, cynical, nihilistic people, right? Very apathetic people, because they watch all these bad movies all the time. At least that's how I view it. And then as a result of that, they become these just bitter shills, or not shills, but they become shells. And that's, look, they may disagree with me, but I think if you talk to them, you're going to find out a lot of them don't even like what they do anymore, but they're kind of stuck in that world. And I've been there, so I get that. But at the same time, when it comes to these kind of movies, I'm just hyped to do it. I'm like super hyped to do it. I'm excited to go and check this out. I mean, I'm rocking a Star Wars hat. I got my Star Wars hoodie. I'm clearly a nerd. I'm clearly a nerd. I was in such a hurry to leave. I was so excited to leave this morning. My shirt is on inside out, and the TSA agent had to remind me of that. I haven't even got to change my shirt yet. Like, that's like the kind of mode I'm in right now, the weird, crazy mode that I'm in. So when it comes to the predictions of the movie, I'm not even really worried about the leaks at this point, because in as much as I know about them, quite a few are validated. But now it boils down to the next part of that, right? And this is where I kind of want to attribute it, or bring up Terminator Dark Fate, right? A lot of people out there didn't like Terminator Dark Fate when the leaks came out because of what the leaks said, right? And as I said at the time, I was kind of confused by the leak that came out. So I'm like, really, that doesn't make a lot of sense. The big twist. I don't want to say what it is in case you haven't seen it, but it's like there's a big twist. And I was like, oh wow, that's crazy. They wouldn't do that, would they? And then I saw the movie, and lo and behold, they did it. And when at first I didn't like it. I thought it was kind of dumb. Then I saw it in context, right? The whole movie itself. I went to go see it. I saw the whole movie, and I'm like, oh yeah, no, I get it. Like I get what they were going for, and I appreciate what they had what they had done with it. I get why they did it, why it happened, all that stuff. So for me, I'm just totally on board with that, because in context, it makes a lot of sense. In context, I can put it to the grander view of what the movie is versus, you know, everything else, right? So when I look at something like, let's say, The Rise of Skywalker, when I look at that and I think, okay, so we have the leaks, we've got the people who went and saw it last night, and the people who went and saw it last night, they weren't really like tweeting out anything about the leaks. Like people who were there weren't really confirming anything. But there were people who, in my opinion, were watching an early test screening in the day who leaked it out. Those are where the screenshots came from. So let me get back on point here. The reason why that doesn't bother me is because I already knew that stuff was there, right? Confirming it as being reality at this point doesn't change anything. It has nothing to do with the price of tea in China for me as a fan. And here's why. Because I don't know how it will make me feel in the interim. I don't know how it will make me as a Star Wars fan, as a large, very huge Star Wars fan, feel when I see it in context. I don't know the setup to those scenes specifically. I don't know what music is going to be playing in those scenes specifically. I don't know how I'm going to be feeling in regards to the fan service and the nostalgia. And from what I'm seeing, there's like cameos and whatnot, and there's a lot of fan service, a lot of playing things up. So I don't know how I am going to be feeling about that when we get to those moments. Now, I do have some problems with some of the leaks, like some of the end stuff I'm not a huge fan of. Like, I'm sorry, Reylo fans, like, I kind of wanted her and Finn. I'm just going to be real. Like, that was what they set up in The Force Awakens. That's what it should have gone for, but it feels like that's not going to happen here. I know that they had, like, the sexual chemistry in The Last Jedi, but I still didn't really, I don't know, I never really dug it. Like, I thought they were good as, like, as partners, maybe, like, as like, trainers of, like, the new, you know, like, as being, like, equals in the Force, like, battling it out, good versus evil, light versus dark, and I enjoyed that, but trying to throw on some kind of, like, sexual chemistry didn't really make a lot of sense to me. I really did feel that there was more there with Finn and Rey, and that's how I view it. But anyway, I don't think that's the case. I think you know, even though Finn and Rose are apparently just friends, I don't know. We'll see where that goes. No one's talking about Finn, and at the end of the day, no one's talking about Finn. All the leaks are about Rey and Kylo. So obviously that is where they wanted to take the movie, and I get that. So let me talk about, like, my core predictions for this movie. It's all about how it makes me feel, because that's going to be where the rewatchability comes from, okay? So when I talk about that, when I talk about the way The Force Awakens made me feel, it made me feel good. I mean, it made me cry, and I admit that because Han Solo dying impacted me. Somebody spoiled it for me, like, right before I went to the movie. So that pissed me off. But then after I saw it, I was kind of mad when I first saw The Force Awakens because it was spoiled for me. But then I went back and I saw it again a couple days later, and I really, really liked it. And I watched it again, you know, yesterday morning, and I still really, really liked it because it made me feel like I was watching a Star Wars movie. It made me feel like there was action and adventure and excitement, and the characters were together and they were doing their thing. And that's what we want. That's what we want as fans. Now, when I go back and I talked about The Last Jedi and how that made me feel, again, bitter, cynical, nihilistic, apathetic. It was everything The Force Awakens wasn't. It was the antithesis to that in regards to how it made you feel. And that is why, one of the reasons why I think so many people just absolutely hated The Last Jedi, because of that, because of how it made you feel. So when I go and watch The Rise of Skywalker, despite whatever the leaks are, I have to ask myself, how is it going to make me feel? And if I feel good, if I feel great when I watch it, if I feel like I'm in the moment, I'm in the action, and I'm in it, then I'm going to want to go see it again. And I'm supposed to go see it again on Thursday night with a friend of mine in Seattle. And if I like it, I'm going to go see it again. If not, then I'm not. But I'm letting you guys know that, like, I will be honest with you whether or not I like this movie. Now, I also will admit that I have high expectations going in. Maybe not, I don't want to say high expectations. I have expectations going in. I have my own personal threshold. Now, I do like a lot of stuff. And those of you who watch me often know that I like a lot of this kind of stuff. So I'm predisposed to liking this movie because I still feel that JJ should have directed the entire trilogy. And I would argue at this point, even he himself thinks he probably should have directed the entire damn trilogy. So my predictions are not so much about what's going to be in the movie. My predictions are about how it's going to make me feel. And I think based upon what I've seen, it's going to be a lot of high octane action, a lot of exhilarating set pieces, a lot of fun character moments, a lot of fan service, a lot of nostalgia. And that is going to do it for me. That is what I'm looking for. And I think I'm going to get it. Now, I was getting told by friends of friends who were there, JJ knocked it out of the park. It's a great film. My friends who were there wouldn't tell me anything other than give me thumbs up or thumbs down. They gave me thumbs up. I know John Campea didn't like it, which I found to be very weird considering how much he liked The Last Jedi. Scott Mendelson didn't like it, which is weird considering how much he shills Disney constantly on Forbes. So there's a weird kind of thing, right? The weird situation going on right now. Anyway, so yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm nervous. I'm excited. I'm exhausted. It's going to be a crazy day. I'm going to be filming a lot while I'm there. I'm going to be filming a lot from around Hollywood. So there's a lot of stuff that's going to be coming while I'm basically there for the day. I'm only in LA for the day. But look for more of that coming later on today. You can follow me on Twitter, Adam Jarbo. Just leave your thoughts below. Do you feel like we're kind of simpatico here? Do you think that we're kind of in the same wavelength in regards to it being more about nostalgic feelings rather than, specifically the story? Because I have a feeling the story is going to be passable, but again, I wanted to see how it makes me feel. And that's how I'm going to pull from this. Because, like I said, The Last Jedi made me feel anger and frustration, which is why I vented at it, why I have vented at it for 2 years. I'm ready for that to no longer be the last Star Wars movie, right? I'm ready for that to be gone. I want to know what you think. All right, guys, I'll talk to you later. Hopefully you can hear me okay. I'm mic'd up and everything, but I'm in an airport and my ears are plugged. So hopefully it will work. But anyway, I'll talk to you guys about 5:30 today, somewhere in there. I'll have my reaction up here on the channel. That's 5:30 p.m. PST. So you guys can find that there. And I'll be honest with you, to the best of my ability, outside of an actual review, which will be coming at 12:01 a.m. tonight on this channel, there will be a spoiler and a non-spoiler, just so we're clear. And then also Mandalorian's coming, so I got to watch Mandalorian and then review that, get some sleep, and then jet back to Seattle. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Have yourself a great day. May the Force be with you, and peace out.